Welcome to The Footy Coach. In the world of football, there are names that echo through the ages, and then there are those that fade into obscurity. In 2003, Cristiano Ronaldo, newly signed to Manchester United, declared, "Few think I'm good. Wait until you see Fabio Paim," a prodigy at Sporting, but one whose light has never touched the feats as the legendary Cristiano. This is the harrowing tale of Fabio Paim, prodigy who once outshone even Cristiano Ronaldo, but whose star never reached its zenith. Paim's journey began in a rough neighborhood west of Lisbon, where a social worker spotted him playing football at the tender age of 6. He was signed to a small club and he made his talents known at a little tournament where, despite being underage, his talent was so undeniable that the club allowed him to play using another kid's ID. His skills were otherworldly, leaving everyone in awe, and this led to his recruitment by Sporting Club De Portugal, at that time country's most prestigious academy. Despite offers from other clubs, his family believed Sporting was the best place for Paim. So, in 1997, he arrived there, joining another promising talent, Cristiano Ronaldo. Despite Ronaldo's incredible potential, Paim was considered superior. His talent was so extraordinary that thousands of fans attended his training sessions, and clubs across Europe were vying for his attention. Even the French national team offered him a house, a car, jobs for his family, and a hefty wage to go and play for them. As Paim's fame grew, so did the pressure. When Ronaldo moved to United and publicly praised Paim, Sporting had to secure their prodigy's contract. At just 15, he was earning more than most first-team players. But with the influx of money, Paim's life began to spiral and didn't go in the direction he anticipated. Of course, the money helped him buy a lavish house, fit his garage with luxury cars, all before he was old enough to drive. Despite his off-the-field antics, he continued to shine within the youth teams at Sporting, scoring multiple goals. But then a severe injury, which required knee surgery, halted his progress. His performances started to dwindle on his recovery, and by 2007, as Ronaldo was on the verge of winning his first Ballon d'Or, 19-year-old Paim was yet to make his debut, even for Sporting's first team. Eventually, he was loaned to Oliveira Moscavide in the Portuguese second division, where he played only 11 games and contributed 1 goal. He failed to live up to the high expectations placed upon him. His journey then took a turn for the worse, as Sporting didn't put him in the first team, but loaned him out to Trofense, who had a very successful time in the second tier at that point, but he only scored 1 goal in 13 games, and he got very impatient. He insisted on playing at the highest level, and so Sporting moved him on to Pacos Ferreira in the Portuguese first division. Here, he just played 7 games, made no impact, and his off-the-field antics escalated. He embarked on a trip to Mexico with just a credit card, returning with 3 suitcases full of clothes. Just when it seemed like Paim's career was spiraling out of control, he was given a lifeline. Luis Felipe Scolari, the new manager of Chelsea, brought him on loan with the option to buy at the end of the season. But as with all his other opportunities, this golden one was squandered by Paim. He was notorious for his lack of discipline, once leaving Didier Drogba waiting outside his house because he forgot about a training session. So after 3 months and no first team appearances, Paim, of course, asked to be sent back to Portugal. His career then continued to spiral downwards as he trained with Rio Ave for a while, but they too gave up on him. At 23, Sporting then loaned him to Real Massama in the third division. Played 2 games there, and then Carlos Brito, the Sporting manager, had had enough. His high salary meant they wanted him off the books, and they released him from his contract. Now Paim was desperate and broke. Begged one of his old academy coaches for a spot at Torrense in the Portuguese third division. He got the gig, but once again he left after a few months, breaking his contract and the trust they had placed in him, to go to Angola, as he was offered a lucrative contract there, and he hoped to play for the national team due to his parents' origin. But his off-the-pitch problems continued to overshadow any performances he did. His career became a series of short stints in various countries: Qatar, China, Malta, Lithuania, and then Luxembourg. The fans at Sporting even did a petition for him to be given another chance, but Sporting were wise and it didn't go anywhere. In 2012, his life took a darker turn. As he returned from Angola to Portugal, he was accused of sexually assaulting a woman in Lisbon, and it was revealed that he had had several accounts of public indecency on his record. The same accusation surfaced again when he was playing in Lithuania, with the police claiming he could face up to 7 years in prison. However, Paim denied the accusations and no prosecution followed. Once leaving Luxembourg, he found himself in the news again when a sexually explicit video of him leaked online. He returned to Portugal to play in the third division and appeared on a reality show, but once again he exposed himself on camera. He tried to move to Brazil's fourth division, but had issues with his immigration papers, so he returned back to the third division in Portugal. Then he tried to coach young kids. I mean, those young kids obviously really needed a role model like Paim, and trouble never left him. He was expelled from a reality TV show in Angola for being violent towards a woman, and in 2019 finally hit rock bottom when he was arrested for drug trafficking. He was caught dealing cocaine with the drugs hidden in his underpants, along with a knife, pair of scissors, and a precision scale. Despite the evidence, he somehow got away with it after 9 months, due to grounds that the wiretapping was not admissible evidence in a court of law. Lucky boy. Surprisingly, Paim is still playing football. He made a comeback and joined the Polish 4th division, and he's now ended up playing in Moldova. He recently claimed he wished he had been born with less talent. I think perhaps better decision making would have served him. Just 2 months ago, he claimed he would have been a better footballer than Cristiano Ronaldo if he had worked half as hard as him, and that he'd have won the Ballon d'Or easily. Ronaldo, of course, responded in a way we've come accustomed to. Speaking to a Portuguese managerial friend of mine, he had this to say on Fabio Paim: Portuguese Ronaldinho in terms of dribbling and technique, but a player with zero work ethic. Late night parties most of the week, missed training sessions, lending tons of money to people that could never pay him back, wasting money on cars he never drove, thousands on clothes he never wore. Everything a professional sportsman shouldn't do, he did. Every time he talks to the press, he expresses regret. When he was younger, the sub stories would get him a chance at smaller clubs, but every fucking time he returns to his irresponsible habits. Now, it's too late at his age, so all he can do is just lament and wonder what he could have been. As a teen, you could excuse his behavior, but in truth, he's a stupid moron, plain and simple. That brings us to the end of our tale on the wasted talent of Fabio Paim, the one that could have been. If you've liked this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you for watching.